It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. No shortage of work for him, sitting second in the league in catches. It's the Commanders and the Dolphins, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We are just inside the Beltway, 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come in off a loss last time out, but overall they've been playing well. 6 wins and 8 prior to that defeat. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
He got touchdowns, I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to throw. Patterson. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. And right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers for him from a week ago. 13 carries, 78 yards.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers, but he certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
From the 39, Tua hit, and the ball is out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help. And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. And they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game. first catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. Here we go now on first and goal. Pollard is in. Touchdown, Commanders. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Oh, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Looking to throw on second down. Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the low one way out there, but it'll be third down.
They get man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On the draw, it's Pollard. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Throwing on first down, Patterson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Operating from the gun. Patterson. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Patterson. Open man is Samuel. Complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard, and he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Patterson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. These kickers now, used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Meanwhile, Tua's throw there complete to Sims. $10-0 the score after one. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Tua going to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, the eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Open man here, Sims complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The Dolphins hit 10-4 on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the line. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Gets the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
Don't drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Hitting Samuel on the slant. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Patterson. And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. William Jackson with a pick. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
And the big fella stumped that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 91. So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Now this a very short kick. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Commanders' offense set to take over. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Patterson to the right side and complete to Thomas. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted.
Picked off by Keon Crossan. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
After the turnover, it's Tua. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Back to the air on second down, Tagovailoa.
That swung out to Mostert.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. There's a loss of the yards, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
They left him almost no room to walk after catching the ball. Look at their every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
From midfield, here's Tua. He is going to find Hill here. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
Now this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
It's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
He completes this to Cole Turner.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the...
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On second down, Mostert.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Sometimes just sit back and monitor what they can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
And that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to attack.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. It leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
That's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going to the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
William Jackson with a pick. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe touchdown.
De'Ami Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to it. So to take away the touchdown, the officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. Robinson.
And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Now here's Pollard. And he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Commanders get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This is taken just shy of the 10.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
To throw on 2nd down, Patterson. He gets it to Thomas.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
To throw on 3rd down, Patterson buying time, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
On play action, here's Tua. Steps away. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Defensively, they have to let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. That's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. The two are going to try and throw for it. Complete at the 1. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Patterson. And eventually he's taken down here. Great coverage downfield, resulting in the sack. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 2nd down and 4, Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands
together with glue because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
There's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here we go.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua. He'll air this one out deep for Sims. And that is incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now a give here to Pollard. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Here's Pollard again. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Early down stuff to put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Tua. And going deep for Hill.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Tua.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Going to run again here with Pollard. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Slide for the PAT.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time, a 6-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. This game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. 2nd and 11.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.